Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we'll be looking at the Toyota Tacoma Limited. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Orem Toyota for giving me some time with this Tacoma. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 278 horsepower and then 317 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, you can see it's raised there on either side, which I think looks really good with the new Tacoma. Now, being the Limited, you get the fancy headlights. We also have nice trim here on the grille to make it look a little bit more upscale. It's less plasticky looking compared to other Tacomas. Same thing down below with the fog lights. You get the big air dam again, always easy to remove that. But yeah, with the front end of the Limited, it definitely looks a little bit more premium compared to other Tacomas. Now, our tire wheel setup is 265 by 65 by 18 on the front and over in the rear. With the wheels, you've got that chrome finish on them. The Tacoma still has independent front suspension. With the Limited, they actually paint the fender flares, just like the lower end packages, funny enough. Anyways, Limited logo there. You've got more chrome on the mirror caps, door handles as well. And then sorry about my shadow, just have to deal with it. But anyways, there's your side profile. Now here's a quick look at the key fob. Nothing on the back because everything's on the front, but we have lock and unlock, drop in for the tailgate Toyota logo as well. Hold that down and it'll pop it right down. Got the, looks like we have the bed liner from the factory, which makes it a little bit stickier. And then, let's see here with USB 12 volt, all of that inside. We've got an outlet here on the other side, so very usable. But yeah, pretty decent bed space. Also have LED bed lights. And then with the Limited, of course, you can get the auto raise for the tailgate. Didn't lift that up enough, but there we go on that one. And then you guys can see here with the taillights, really cool design with that as well. I like how Tacoma stamped in the bed, and it's got kind of like a fancy chrome finish on it. And then even the exhaust tip, a little bit fancier too. But there's the rest of the rear. Now this leads us inside where we've got this soft touch here. I like the little wood trim goes across. Soft tech seats. As you can see, like the little kind of like camo design there. But yeah, really nice premium feeling trim. And you can lift up the seat. This little strap is just to hold it up. There is a little bit of storage underneath because this one's not a hybrid. Legroom is limited. Again, it's a mid-size pickup truck. It's pretty typical. We do get some USB ports here, outlet, all of that. But yeah, headroom, last thing, solid in the back. And then popping up front, we've got the soft touch here down below as well. All of our window controls here, the mirror adjustments. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors as well. Payload capacity is 1,200 pounds. And then again with the seats perforated all down the center portion. Got that same cool design. All of our adjustments here on the side. And then you can see with the steering wheel, it is manually adjustable. Tailgate drop down. Got your stability control, more of that kind of like wood trim right there. And then you can see here for the cab light and then the steps. And that is something important to note. This does have power side steps. Ooh. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you get the nicer trim, so perforated on either side. You can see soft touch there at the top and at the bottom. Practical controls here on the front, including our adaptive cruise control with our lane centering, volume and voice command controls there on the other side. Turn signal / light stock, windshield wiper stock as well. Digital gauge cluster in the center, which like other modern Toyotas, you can change what this shows. And this is one of the big benefits of digital is it's a lot more customizable compared to an analog gauge cluster with the information that you can see. We also have a 360 camera system. You can see we've got the bird's eye view there. This is pretty cool. But yeah, you can see I have a bunch of different angles with the truck. Really good resolution as well. So I think they've done a great job with the camera. Infotainment system, you get the bigger unit with the Limited. Quick response time with the screen. Heads-up display there as well. Tacoma here on the dash. You got fancy trim here on the glove box with the stitching. Heated and ventilated seats with this. Heated steering wheel, dual zone climate, wireless phone charging pad. Shifter's not too crazy, pretty normal. This does still have a 2-speed transfer case, for those of you that are wondering, but you don't have like multi-terrain select or anything. You just have your regular drive mode, tow haul mode. Select trailer backup, it's for the camera, your auto stop start, you got some cup holders, and then the center console, storage, nice soft touch trim here on the top. We do have a camera, rear view mirror, power setting for the rear window, and then we've got a sunroof up top too. Now most stuff is standard equipment with the Limited, but you do have a few options you can add, like spray and bed liner, $55,199. So this is pretty similar in price to a TRD off-road, actually, with just a few options, but you get all the luxury, so we'll talk about it. Well, let us set off in the Limited. By the way, visibility, blind spot running through mirrors, or the rest of the rear, it's solid. Through the bed, because this is mid-size pickup trucks, so it seems like full size you sit above the bed, and mid-size you're like level, so you can't really see above the, and I think also part of it is just the rear window is a lot smaller than a full-size pickup truck. I mean, look at that Tundra rear window, for example. So much bigger, so you can really see out the back, versus mid-size not nearly as much. So the Tacoma Limited, probably gonna be the, well, let's think. Okay, well, sorry for the random cut. Guess what? My battery died. The cold is brutal here. It's the cold and the temperature swing and the dryness of Utah. It just puts a lot of wear and tear on literally everything. And so, yeah, I mean, this was review number 6 of the day. So the camera just completely gave up. So we're using the other camera to finish up the review. Sorry about that. But anyways, well, it's telling me to turn my, that's a good feature. It just told me to turn my, it's not like fully dark outside. You can see it's still pretty light, but it still told me to turn my headlamps on because the sensors were like, it is dark enough that you need them. But anyways, let's talk about the Tacoma Limited, how it drives and kind of where this sits in the lineup and all of that. When it comes to drive, it drives like the other Tacomas. The Limited is more for the equipment rather than how it, you know, changing with the drive. And that's pretty typical of a lot of pickup trucks, is basically you get the higher end package to get nicer interior elements and all of that, like Tacoma on the dash with some fancy wood trim, and less so to change how the truck drives, unless you go like super top end, then it'll kind of change stuff a little bit with the truck. But yeah, the steering on it, in like the other modern Tacomas, it's nice. It's a quick rack, electrically assisted, and it just performs well. Here, I'm trying to give you guys a better viewpoint. This camera's not nearly as good as the GoPro, but we'll have to make do with what we have here. And see what the braking's like. Not too bad. Good torque out of this 4-cylinder too. Again, this isn't the hybrid. If you guys haven't heard my take, the hybrid is definitely a nicer powertrain when it comes to acceleration and all of that, but it is expensive too. It is expensive. I mean, this would be like 60 grand pretty much with the hybrid. But this has, it's not a rocket ship by any means, but it's got enough power. And again, when you compare this to the last gen Tacoma, this generation of Tacoma is definitely quicker. It's similar with the fuel economy, so it's not really get better fuel economy, but it is quicker. And you really notice it here in Utah, especially when you go over like the point of the mountain, definitely up Parley's Canyon. No gear hunting. It's pretty substantial with the difference. So yeah, it drives well. So I guess we'll talk about how the Limited sits in the lineup, and hopefully this will suffice for our point of view in this video. Basically, the Limited gives you all the features and none of the off-road stuff. Again, we still have a 2-speed transfer case. Like, you could still put all-terrain tires on this with that 2-speed transfer case, and this would be plenty capable off-road. But yeah, it's not like a tier D off-road, but it is affordable. I mean, so this price point with a tier D off-road would be, and the lighting here is horrible for you guys. This price point for a tier D off-road would give you cloth seats, and I mean, you could get the hybrid powertrain, but you'd have cloth seats. Or if you didn't do the hybrid powertrain, you could get a tier D off-road premium, which it'd still be a little bit more money than this. A little bit more money. So that's kind of where this sits. Is it's like, do you want all the luxury features for a little bit less than what you get with the other packages? Now, the one thing that I will say that is slightly against the Tacoma Limited here is the fact that the Tier D Sport has a lot of the features, like the heated and cooled seats. For example, if you get a Tier D Sport Premium, Tier D Off-Road Premium also has it. But the reason I'm bringing up the Sport is like the most affordable way that I've seen so far to get all this stuff here. So if you don't care about the side steps, you don't care about the, I don't think the Tier D Sport Premium has, no, maybe it does have the camera rear mirror. Basically, if you don't care about the side steps and you just want all this, then you get a Tier D Sport Premium and boom. I think that might be the way to go. Let me know your thoughts, and sorry about the camera situation, but hopefully this worked.